Okay, welcome to tonight's Shrimps panel. They hit the bar, and I'll just introduce you to our panelists tonight. We've got returning Alan, and we've got Jimmy and Brian, and a first-timer, Brian's son Charlie. Welcome to everybody. Now, a couple of weeks since we did the last one, and we were all a bit doom and gloomy after the defeat at Huddersfield and Walsall, and we couldn't really see where any shining light. Really, no light at the end of the tunnel. But I think we were all pretty chuffed after the Gillingham performance. Alan, what did you think of that one? A step up in performance or not for you?
Well, yes, maybe a small step. We've just had one of them starts to the season, haven't we? 3-1-0 defeats. Where are you going to take that from anywhere else? You know, and it's like, and two of them games did we deserve maybe a point in each of them.
Yeah.
So disappointing with the start, but as Derek said, let's get the team together. And there's a lot more games to be played.
Yeah. How are you, Jimmy? Particularly straight after the Gillingham game, what did you do? Were your spirits lifted after that one?
Yeah, pretty positive on that. I mean, obviously we lost the game, but for spells, I thought we were the better team. The way we were playing football, I think it is better. We had a lot of the ball, playing it well around the park, but just lacked that little spark, as if balls weren't coming off with it. Players were making runs and they may be setting off in that direction and coming back, and people don't quite know each other yet. I feel is the only bit that's missing. Definitely a positive. I'm happy with the team. I'm happy with that side of the squad. Yeah.
Do you see it like that, Brian? That it's the early games have very much shown us to be a collection of new players, and we just need to bed in. Or
yeah, God, is it 18 players in? That's crazy, really. I think we've done amazing just to get as far as we have. Get a team out and be competitive, if I'm being honest. Yeah. I think all these people that think we should be scoring 2 or 3 goals in a game and doing this, that and the other are all crazy. We've got a club, we're in the league, we're competitive, that's great. As for the Gillingham game, I thought we were a better team in the first half. They were better in the second, but I think that might have been even the fact of the wind, really. That wind blowing down the ground, as it often does. We had a little chat before this about Gillingham, and they've just got that extra level of player there. When the chance came, they took it, created it, and took it. But that was the difference. But I was encouraged by that.
Yeah. I know, Charlie, we've spoken before, and you've been fairly encouraged by how the team's developing. Any particular players that have caught your eye in a good way, or others that you think could improve?
I think White has shown some positive skill and level. I think Hallam Hope, I don't think his main position should be a striker, and if it is, Derek should try work on him with staying a bit more higher up the pitch.
Rather than coming back and filling in midfield, you mean? Yeah.
I think maybe he could try converting to a midfielder, and we could try get someone on loan to replace his position as a striker.
Yeah, is that where you feel we're a bit weak up front? I mean, it would say that we've not scored a goal yet, but do you see that is a real problem position for us?
It is a problem, and that's one of the positions I think we need to focus on.
Yeah, okay.
And should be our priority.
Yeah, and then we went to Doncaster, didn't we? Another difficult side. We're seeing the sides that we're playing are up at the top already. It's early days, of course, but they look strong sides. But in the Doncaster game, did you see another improvement, or was it much the same as the Gillingham, Alan?
I think to me it was like Gillingham, but as you're saying, okay, everyone starts on 0 at the beginning of the season, and yet when you look at the table now, we've played 3 of the top 6. We've got Newport to come, who are 5th and flying, and yet it's been 1-0, 1-0. In 2 of them games, it could have been a 0-0 or 1-1.
Yeah.
But we're just not doing enough in the last third, as we're saying. We haven't got a centre forward that's holding the ball up and bringing others in. No. We seem to be just falling down between the midfield and then the strikers. I think, Hallam Hope is not a holder up at the ball. He's a runner on it.
Yeah.
And we've no one who can see those runs and put him in yet. No. And I just think that we're fine at the back. Okay, we've conceded 1 goal in each 3 games. Yeah. So you think we're all right. Midfield, not producing enough. Do we need somebody up front? And we do.
Yeah.
I don't know who. I know I'd like to go and get, but I think he's injured at Stockport at the moment. But he's not played for Stockport.
Who's
so
that?
Thinking, a man who was still our top scorer last season after halfway. But we just need something up front. And have we got money? No. Are we going to try and get some money before the weekend? maybe from Lincoln with JJ. I don't know. It's one of those, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. And can you see within the squad, Jimmy, where we might tweak that striker role? Or not?
Yeah, absolutely. As in a bit of a nod to our new programme, I think we've got all the right notes, and Derek's got to get a tune out of him. So he changes it every week, doesn't he? So we've had Slew one side, Guion the other. Well, we actually, he switched. That was Doncaster. Game previous to that, we had Toll at one side and Guion on the other side, and then. But he's never played with a Slew, a Tollett in a 10 and a Guion. So that might be the magic formula, because he does get up there. He's a tall lad, Tollett, and he seems to have an understanding with Hope. So maybe, as you say, he doesn't stick with Hope, does he? It bounces off him. He's a bit of a chase his first toucher, but he might play Tollett in and so on. So maybe we'll just move it around a little bit more. But he seems to be set on having a very strong sort of defensive centre mids at the minute, doesn't he? We're not expanding much, but that's Derek's way, innit? He makes it hard to beat, and then how many times we've seen it where we go at the end of the season, we're a bit more attacking. So maybe he's just making us hard to beat, and then he'll work on that. But I think the players are there. I mean, that lad from Liverpool looks a bit of a player, and
Reece Williams.
Yeah, Reece Williams. And then when he's going to play with his mate, I guess he's his mate, Lewis. They've probably grown up together, so there's partnerships to build on there. I think I'm quite excited about some of the players.
And it wasn't a game of two incidents really at Doncaster, Brian. It was the back pass which Stewie, all right, he had a heavy first touch and got the fluky goal, and then the chance that Guion was through on goal, he got pulled back, and the referee decided it was a yellow rather than a red. The game swung on little things like that. How did you see those incidents?
God, it's so difficult to pass judgment on someone like Stuart Moore. I've been bigging him up for ages, like saying he's one of the best keepers in the league, and he goes and does that, but I still think he is.
I think it was a heavy touch, to be honest. It was a back pass. Chitonda was man of the match, deservedly, I thought, against Gillingham.
Yeah.
And that one, I thought, he just panicked a little bit under pressure, and he released it back instead of...
Oh, yeah.
He'll probably never do that again this season.
I still really rate him, and I hope it doesn't affect his game. I don't think he will. But I just think with that, these things happen, but they just seem to be happening at the moment for us. If we'd have come away from Doncaster with a 0-0 draw, I know it might sound boring to a lot of fans, but that would have been a hell of a result for us, considering anything. The thing going forward, again, I think, like you said it right. The fact that we're away at somewhere like Doncaster, probably not going to get it.
The sending off, you mean?
The incident, we're probably not. I think it just, sometimes they don't go for you, those things.
Did you see that one, Charlie?
Doncaster.
Yeah.
I didn't go to watch it, but I've heard people said we did play good, but we had some biased decisions made. How
did you see it, Alan? I think you got
the first 3 games all, actually.
I have 2 things. Is that Derek saw it and he said, the referee needs to look at, was he going towards goal or away from goal? Yeah. And where was the defender? We see it in the Premiership, we see it anywhere. We all think it's offside or it's not. And it's where the camera angle is. And on that one, I thought their defender was behind Guion. Yeah. And yet, when you look from another angle, no, he could have got in front of him. Yeah. So it's just one of those, isn't it? Derek says, we just need a bit of something, and we do. Every team needs a bit of something going their way. But
I think Brian and Charlie have a point, though. If that had been at the other end, and he's giving a really controversial decision, but he's giving it to a home team. I think just subconsciously you're like, I can give this and nobody's going to shout at me. I'm not going to get abused for the next 5 days, something like that.
But that's for the goalkeeping error. It was last weekend was goalkeeping errors all over the place. There was one on Merseyside, down in London for a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's now looking at what we can gain, and it's pressurising the goalkeepers. Everybody's pushing.
The pass didn't help though, did it? Because I think, when you're taught as a young lad, you pass in front of the keeper so they can get onto it, but it was right at him and fizzed. Yeah. So he had to take a touch, and it just trampled.
I mean, Chitonda was under pressure, and I think he just released it and absolved himself of any responsibility, really. When if he'd have thought about it a bit, he'd have gone, hang on, I can't give it him here, I've got to turn and get away. Put it out for it. He's not like that. He likes to keep possession, doesn't he, Chitonda? So it's a difficult one, but we seem to be on the rough end of them all.
I'm not. I don't know. I don't like blaming players for
No,
making
no.
mistakes too much. Like Alan said, you see in the Premier League, don't you? It's not just in League Two. You've seen players on a small fortune every
See,
week.
England's best goalkeeper did it,
Yeah.
for Everton at the weekend. So I don't put too much blame on Stewie. Actually, he closed him down well, and it was.
He's a
bit
good
of
lad,
rough
and he'll bounce.
Oh, he's a good keeper, definitely a good keeper. And he said that in interview.
Yeah.
He said, "You move on, forget about it, and you move on.
Yeah.
In future I might just whack it, sort of thing." But I don't think we can blame him for that. So we've not scored a goal yet, lads. And I'm going to put you on the spot now. I'm going to ask you to think: when are we going to score our first goal? Is it going to be this Saturday? And how is it going to come? Charlie, I'll come to you first. What do you think? Do you think we'll score this Saturday against Newport?
I think we will, and the first goal will be Guion Edwards because of his determination and running through the lines.
So you think he'll take people on and then just shoot, do you?
Yeah.
Right, that's yours. What about you, Brian?
I'm going to agree. With that. I think Edwards is the guy that's going to get in there behind there and do something. He's got the skill and the pace. Coming back to Hallam Hope, I know a lot of people get on his back, but I just see him as a play. He just drops deep, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And he likes to try and play people in if he can, and I saw
He's worked hard in both the games I've seen. I missed the
that.
also
Carl
on,
Stockton used to drop in that kind of old-fashioned inside left position quite a lot.
Yeah.
But he used to get the odd worldie, didn't he?
Yeah.
So the problem is at the moment the midfield they're not running on. We're missing a player like JJ really, or Wildig.
Yeah.
Phillips at Barnsley. The list is endless, isn't it? Of these kind of midfield players that get 10, 15 goals a season.
Yeah. Where do you see it coming?
I was going to say Guion, but I'm going to say Guion's going to cut in, drive across to the far post, and hope he's going to get it on the inside of his knee. It's just going to go in, and then he's going to go on a 5-game goal scoring.
I love him.
That's going to be the bit that just
What is in there?
Yeah, that's it. Guion shot comes off Hope's leg. Yeah, I'm going for one of them.
Go on then, Al.
Should we all go with Graham then for something?
Well, I think he's looked the most likely, hasn't he?
He'll cut inside, he'll get hacked down, everybody goes penalty, and the referee goes, and then Sluey comes and knocks it in from 25 yards, top corner.
It's the other guy in his sleeve, probably.
Well, I'm going to involve Guion in the build-up, and I've had this vision of Guion getting the ball from Callum Jones. Callum Jones pushes it out wide right. Guion cuts in, has a shot, but it's blocked. But it's blocked straight back to Callum Jones, who just slide foots it. Are you having that?
Yeah, take
a bit of that.
Callum Jones free kick.
Yeah.
He did at Fleetwood.
He had a goal, didn't he? He had a goal against Doncaster.
There's
Block line,
potential
yeah.
there for us to.
So that's where we're going.
Big
But
Scotty, yeah.
I think we all think that Guion's going to get
We're
involved.
talking
in the
about
first goal.
from open play, no penalties.
We don't want them.
Edwards is my
choice.
choice.
Alan Holt's backside, anything.
In a knee. Yeah.
There we go. Well, we'll see.
We just need that start, I think. We just need that something. And whether it might well be the left back slices it into his own net or something.
Yeah.
We just need a kickstart for this season. And I think then we'll go on.
I think we're all right. Yeah, good. Well, that's all positive stuff. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. And that's us for now. That's our predictions. We all think Guion's going to get involved in the first goal. And I think most of us think it's going to come Saturday. Let's hope so. Come on, you shrimps.